Hi, today we're going to talk about Pokemon cards, Pokemon First Edition cards to be exact. Um, as you can see here, I have an Ivysaur here. I also have a card named Ghastly, that's right here. And then I have a Nidorino, which is right here. So I just want to do a comparison about Pokemon cards that I've got online that I purchased. I've been trying to build a set. I have just a few loopholes. And basically, I got these two cards back when I purchased it online. And just from opening it up and the package, I just noticed that these two cards, was looking very little different. And also the other thing is that it just didn't seem right. So I did a little bit of checking with the regular base unlimited set. And I realized that these two cards, to me, they're actually kind of not authentic. So I'm just going to point out what I feel is making me think that way. But before I start, if you can hit the subscribe button on the right bottom corner on your side of the view and just hit subscribe to my channel. And if you guys get some benefit from this video, definitely hit the like button and leave me some comments. I always will respond to comments. So let's begin. So if you notice on this card, when you first look at it, I mean, maybe somebody who doesn't have a lot of Pokemon cards or first editions may think that is real. If you notice this card on the bottom, the right corner where the diamond is, I'll see if you can see that, but it's right against the border of the yellow area, of the yellow border around it. And also right here, down here, the illustration of who illustrated this card is also touching the border. So if you notice that, or very close to it. Okay, so that's the very first thing that I noticed on this card. And then I just noticed that the picture too is a little bit different. And if I turn the card around, it's also kind of, a little bit different. You can't see the difference here. But what I can say to you is that when I purchased these cards, they weren't like near mint, whatever near mint is from what the book says, which is something that's is not played with heavily. And this card is played with heavily, as you can see. So, it's like, is it authentic or is it not? But when I compare it with another card from my first edition cards, I realized that to me, this is not authentic. Same thing as with this card right here, Ghastly. If you notice on the bottom, it's also touching the border on both sides here now. Both sides on the bottom. With illustration of who drew the card, and then also the symbol of whether it's a uncommon or a rare or a common card. And this one is a uncommon, or this is a common card with a circle there. And also just this picture, it just didn't feel right when I looked at it. And then also the back. I don't know if you can see it, but it just, a little bit different. So these are two cards that I didn't feel was authentic. Leave me a comment if you feel otherwise, or if you have some other things that you notice about them, or if you feel that they're real. Because I can tell you that on this card that I received, the person actually told me that, oh, this is a card that I already played with when I was young. I'm pretty sure it is authentic. It's probably your cards that are not authentic. And that can be the case. But to me, I have a bunch of other cards, first editions, and they're all very, very similar except for this one. The person here, he actually wanted to make sure that everything worked out. So he asked me what I wanted to do. And for me, to me, it's not authentic. It didn't feel right. But I just told him, like, hey, you know what? Just refund me half of it, and I'll keep this card. Or you can keep this card. I'll send it back to you because it's a hassle to send it back. And then you fully refund me. And he chose the latter, which was he'll just refund me 50%. So we were both, we worked out a deal. And to me, I just said, this is probably an oversight on your part, and we'll leave it at that. So this is a Nidorino. So this is a real first edition Pokemon card. And as you can see, Pokemon, they have a stamp on right here that says first edition right here. Same thing with these two cards. There's a stamp right there, and there's a stamp on the gas lead right there too. Says first edition. Now, the thing about this one is that if you notice it when you look at it, I mean, the color's a little bit different. Of course, it doesn't play as much as those other two previous cards, you know, which I showed earlier. But if you look at the symbol down here, you notice that there's some, between the yellow border and the symbol that shows that this is an uncommon, you notice there's some greenish space between it. And then also down here, the illustration. So if you look at this card right here again, you notice that it's touching the border. I looked at the base card, exact card, and it is not. And then I'm looking at this one too, and it's not too. So it just didn't really make sense to me. And this one too is touching the border. Now, I may be wrong. I'm not going to call myself an expert, but you know, I just have a bunch of other first edition cards, and it just didn't seem right to me, just from the color perspective, and also from where the border is touching the symbol that tells you whether it's a common, rare, or uncommon card, or ultra rare. So I, you know, just wanted to put this out there for everybody. I'm sure there's a lot of ways to tell. I'm still learning myself. I've seen, you know, people say that, you know, the stamp, sometimes people can just stamp the first edition stamp on a card. And, you know, when you can actually rub it and it'll come off. So I've seen instances like that. And all the cards that I bought, I actually do that. I kind of rub it to make sure that it's not an actual stamped first edition logo on maybe a unlimited base card that did not have a logo and totally stamped it to make sure that it does. And, you know, the reason why people may do that is because, you know, the value is much higher in the first edition. So why don't you share this with everybody? If you guys actually come across anything from yourselves for Pokemon card first editions that, you know, may say, oh, you know, that maybe I just misunderstood this card, let me know. Or misunderstood this card, let me know, because I just felt that these two were not authentic, and that was just from me. I felt like that. I mean, if you guys feel that it was authentic, let me know why, and let me know if there are cards like that where, you know, it's touching the border, the symbol of the yellow. Thank you very much. Leave me a comment and subscribe to my channel. I make new videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and thank you for joining.